Dad was he was a great judge of poaching. Like he knew like the smell of the thing, and he sold quite a bit of it. But we had plenty of poaching. Didn't we? Had no poaching in Westport, but we had plenty out in the rock, you see, and a couple of jars of the stuff that he hadn't bottled, and bottles that were bottled. So there was the Free State Army were in Westport at the time. They were the law at the time, the Free State Army, and the English had gone. And Dad was upstairs, bottling or doing something up in the long room, and this fella came in and he said to Mother, he says, like he used to be in and out in our house, you see, and he was kind of, my mother's sister, he was kind of keen on her, like. And I think that was what was drawing him in, you see. But anyways, and he knew about the rock and all the rest of it, so he had 2 trucks over at the Octagon in the square in Westport, waiting for him. And he went down to our house to see if Mother wanted to send anything out to the rock, you see, that he carried out. So she said that we're going out raiding for poaching. So that's all Mother wanted to know, like. So she says, oh yes, she says. So she went in out of the shop and she went up to the long room. He told Dad they're going out raiding for poaching, she said. And he came to see if there's any messages. Send out for meats and delay him as long as you can, says Dad, until I get out. Now Dad didn't have his Mercedes, had only 2 wheels on, you see, but he was powerful on a bike, strong as a horse. And he walked up, he got out and he went out the back gate, and he went up, going up at the fountain at the top of the Bridge Street. He looked over Shop Street and he could see the guys behind at the Octagon, the 2 trucks waiting for the officer, you see. So he had to, but High Street, it was steep. So when he got to the top of High Street, he got on the bike and no 3-speed gear, no nothing, just sheer strength. And he knocked hell out of that old bike all the way out. He did it 19 miles in 3/4 of an hour. Now my brother Ted was a terrific 3-speed gear, or a cyclist with 3-speed gear on his bike. He could never, Westport, it used to take him 1 hour and 4 minutes to get to Westport. He had himself timed. And here was Dad with a regular old bike, and he did it in 3/4 of an hour. It shows you the speed he was going at. He had to beat the truck to get out and hide the stuff. Because if he was caught a second time, like, he'd probably lose his license. So anyways, Dad got out to the rock, and wasn't Vinny, my uncle, he was down playing with the Kerrigan lads, next door neighbours, and Dad got a hold of him. As soon as Dad got off the bike, he called Vinny over. He says, go out to Leenane and tell the Cuffs and the Gainers that they're coming out raiding for poaching. Now go quick, he said, and tell them. So of course the lad was delighted, getting an order like this, you see. So anyways, he took off like held under the bar, an old bike, you know. And that's the way they used to cycle in when they weren't fit the saddle. But he went out and he told Maura's dad and Gainers about the thing, you see. So they were fit to hide their stuff. And then what he did himself, he took all his stuff and he brought it down to the road. We had a shed down by the road, and just beyond this shed there was a drain going down to the sea. It's under the road, a gullet, and there was all briars and grass, long grass, like growing at the mouth of it. That's where he stuck the stuff. Nobody could ever see it, like. And it was public property, it wasn't his. He could deny it if they found it, like a thing like that. But the way it was, you'd never look in a place like that when you're looking, raiding a house. So anyways, the lads came in and it was, oh yeah, and then Dad got a bucket of water down in the well. There's awful cold water, and he stuck his head right into it. to try to take the sweat off himself and change the shirt, you know, that the shirt was stuck to him. And the next thing was, oh yeah, Mother sent the maid out to go to McCormick's, and she says, take your time and do a little bit of window shopping on the way down. She said, take your time as long as you can, and then come in nice and slow. She wants to get time, you see, so. And there was, then she made up a parcel of a couple of loaves and a few things as an excuse for Dad, and a shirt or something she stuck in. But anyways, he had everything cleaned away and himself cooled off when the two trucks pulled up. So the guy came up, like, and he handed Dad the parcel of meat, and one of the soldiers or lads, I think it was, carried up the parcel, like, and gave it to Dad. And he said to Dad, he said, "You're sorry, but he said, I'm going to search your place." He said, "For Poteen, go ahead," said, "and help yourself." You know. So the lads searched around the front of the house, back of the house, and round about. No Poteen any place. And if he had, down in the front room, Dad had a well made under the bed, into the earth. It was a wooden floor, but he had a trapdoor there, and that's where he used to keep the anything like the jars of Poteen. You see, but if they found it, like he was in trouble, but there was nothing in it, like, and they never looked under the blooming bed either. They didn't get anything, so then when they'd finished it up, he shook hands to Dad and took off and went off to Leenane, and of course the Leenane people were all clean, they were all gone. The following Sunday at Mass, I think that was the end of the week, and Sunday at Mass, when Dad went out to Mass, you see, and Maura's father came up to him, and he thanked him for what he had done, you see, otherwise we were all caught. And Gaynor came up to Mass too. But anyways, that was the Poteen I knew Dad was. But talk about a cyclist, he was the best. He was the booming best.
How old was he when he stopped riding a bike?
Huh?
How old was he when he stopped riding a bike?
I went home, he was 80, was it 80? 83 I think he was. And I was at home, he came down to the kitchen, I was down to the kitchen with Mother, and he had a smile on him back to his 2 ears, you know. And he says, "Do you know what I did, Tommy?" He said, "I sold my bicycle." God. And he says, I gave him let him have a good price. He said, "I liked the lad," he said, and the bike is good, so he says, "I thought it was time to stop cycling." Well, that was Dad, 83 years old.
You want to stop that?
So, do you want to hear about a horse now?
Sure.
Okay. I went up to Tullamore, to the Tegans, and
I'll go out. Go ahead, don't.
all right. Got your, oh yeah, got it.
Go ahead, I'm not bothering you.
70 years ago, you need a bike to catch up to her. She's the fastest runner around the place. The sports at Leenane, every blooming girl, so she was home before the others halfway down the course. Them days are gone now. But